Welcome back to Signal Solutions TV. I'm here again with my colleague Adam Butler, looking great as always.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
Today, we are going to be talking about our mobile signal boosting solutions.
Yes.
And I think specifically...
Yeah, installs.
Installs.
So, one of the questions we get asked a lot is, timeline. I think people generally think about, big IT infrastructure hardware going in. Is it going to take a long time? Do we need to get approval from certain places? So I thought it might be useful just to chat through that to give people an idea. So painting a scenario then.
Yeah.
So let's say you've given me all the quotes I need. You've given me some understanding of what it's going to cost. So let's say I'm now thinking I want to go ahead.
Yeah.
So, okay, I want to go ahead, Mark. What happens next? How long is it going to take to install?
Well, I've got a few questions for you, Adam.
Okay.
Well, we obviously know no, in fact, I'll start again.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know enough about this, so I'm going to ask you, how big is the building?
Right, okay. So the building I've got in mind, the building that I'm looking for signal improvement in, it's a city centre location. It's got 2 floors, probably, floor 8 and 9, let's say. Each floor, similar footprint, about 3,500 square metres. So what have we got? 7,000 square metres in total. The maths is still there with me.
Good maths.
Broadly.
Great maths.
So I've got about 7,000 square metres over 2 floors, city centre location, but it's a glass-fronted building, lots of metal in and around it. The signal isn't penetrating, and I want 4 networks boosting. So, how long is that going to take, and what system are you going to recommend for me, Mark?
Well, yeah. So interestingly, you've got a reasonably large office. You're on, quite high up in a building.
Yeah.
There's a few things that we'd always need to check. How many floors have you got above that? Because with our system, we put an antenna generally on the roof of the building, and that will pick up the signal from a local cell site. So there is a limit to that. If you get above
10 is the top of the building.
10 is the top of this building. Okay, well that's absolutely fine.
Good.
I'm fairly confident that the 10th floor would still get good signal up on the roof. But if it was, say, 20 floors or 30 floors in a really big, tall building, you might struggle.
Right, okay.
The all networks, if you want to boost all mobile networks, that is very doable with our solution, so that's not an issue. And for that size of building, that size of install into a system, you'd need our digital solution, or digital hybrid solution. Amplify QX Digital, we call it.
Right, imaginatively named.
Yeah, brilliantly named. And that solution, still put the antenna on the roof.
Yeah.
We bring the signal down through a series of coax cables, really low loss coax cable, into what we call the network unit. From there, we run Cat6 cables out to what we call the coverage units.
Yeah.
And they are the hub of the coverage for that area. And then from there, we run, again, some passive coax cable out to little antennas that sit in the ceiling, and that provides the signal. And to do an install in that sort of size property, to answer your original question.
Yeah, so I want to go ahead today. How long till you can install it?
You're looking, normally we're working to sort of 3 to 6 week lead time, depending on how busy we are.
Yeah.
And then for an install of that size, you're looking at sort of between 5 to 10 working days to actually install it. So
yes,
again, depends on the challenges around the building itself. But some people say to us, can you come in and put it in tomorrow, and will it be up and running the next day? Some people think it might take a month for us to do the actual installation work. So hopefully that sort of makes people feel a bit better that you potentially, for even an office of that size, you're looking at a week or at most 2 weeks to do that installation.
Yes. So it's very quick, really, is the key.
Is.
And I think so typical question that we might get asked, so do you need to? You're saying you're going to come, you're going to fit it, you can do it within 3 to 6 weeks potentially, which sounds really quick. Don't you have to go and get approval from the mobile networks? If you're putting their signal into my building, surely you need to go and ask them for some kind of approval, or there must be paperwork to sign.
No, that's a very good question. It's almost like you're asking like leading questions, as if you want to know the answer to
Right.
these leading
Okay.
questions.
Yeah. No, but I'm genuinely interested.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, we're very fortunate in the UK that the regulations around repeating mobile signal from the outside into a building allow us to use our equipment that meets Ofcom's requirements for boosting or repeating mobile signal in the UK.
Yes.
And it falls under like what we call license exemption, which means we don't need to go to the operators to ask for approval,
Right.
because the equipment meets Ofcom's requirements that allow us to use that equipment to boost the mobile signal.
Right. So there's no more paperwork to sign. We don't need to go and speak to them. Ofcom have done all the hard work so that our installations can be easy.
Yeah.
And I think basically now I'm revealing myself as someone that knows a little bit more about this than maybe I've made out so far. Am I right in thinking, Mark, that as long as we can find good mobile signal outside where we would position our external antennas,
Yeah,
as long as we can find good mobile signal there, we can bring it inside, repeat it inside.
definitely.
Maybe even more than repeat it, amplify it.
Amplify. Yeah, I mean, the equipment we use is very clever. It has technology in it that cleans the signal up, so it's got a micro. Is it a microchip? You know the answer to this.
It's an IntelliBoost chip.
It's a
Yes,
IntelliBoost chip, not a microchip.
correct.
But it cleans the signal and basically provides a signal in your building that's slightly better or a lot better than outside the building.
Yes. So it's not a dumb repeater; it's a signal booster.
Exactly.
That's
It's
a very
it's
important.
An intelligent,
Yes.
intelligent repeater.
Yes, an intelligent repeater. Cool. All right, well, you've answered my questions. I'd like to go ahead. I'll have the purchase order with you later today. Thank you, Mark.
Lovely. That was a good sale, wasn't it?
Yes, easy peasy. So, look, 3 to 6 weeks, we can get something up and running. There's no paperwork to sign. It's all Ofcom license exempt. I think the next question would be, if anyone else has got an inquiry like that, how do they get in touch with us, Mark?
If you head to signalsolutions.co.uk, you can have a look around our website, but also on every page you can contact us. There's a form you can fill out. The form is actually for a desktop survey, and that will allow you to put some details in there, and essentially starts the process of us providing you a desktop quote and an idea of the solution that we would install for you.
Yes, and that's always really the best starting point.
And how quickly can we turn those around normally?
We can turn those around certainly within 48 hours, but usually we get them back to people the same day because we're...
I started asking the questions then.
Yes. What teamwork. We're like Ant and Dec.
Exactly.
But you can understand us. Exactly.
You just offended all of our Geordie
They know.
listeners.
They know. I love them. They're my favourites. So good. All right. Well, thank you very much. So Mark started. As always, I'll finish. That's it for another episode of Signal Solutions TV. As Mark said, if you do need anything, give us a shout on info@signalsolutions.co.uk, and we'll be back again very soon with some more signal-related content. Bye for now.